Caregiving Exploratory course for grade 7 and 8. Caregiving Exploratory course for grade 7 and 8. Lesson 1.4. Our topic is Practice Occupational Health and Safety Procedures. Identify hazards and risks. In this lesson, you will learn how to identify hazards and risks, determine hazard and risk indicators in the workplace and its effects. Hazards and risk. Hazard is anything that may cause harm to an individual, such as chemicals, electricity, open drawers, and inadequate ventilation. Risk is the possibility that somebody could be harmed by this and other hazards and indication of how serious the harm can be. Occupational Health and Safety, or OHS. Occupational Health and Safety is the campaign and maintenance of the well-being of workers in every occupation. It talks about providing a safety working environment to achieve an injury-free workplace and a healthy atmosphere that protects every worker against illness. As an effect, it may also protect co-workers, family members, clients, and other members of the community who are affected by the workplace environment. Types of hazards. First is the physical hazards. These are the most normal occurrences in the workplaces. They are usually easy to detect, however, very often are neglected because people are too accustomed to them. Another reason may be due to lack of knowledge or people do not see situations as hazards. Examples of physical hazards that a caregiver may be exposed to. First is the electrical hazards. Even in a daycare institution or nursing homes, where care should be of utmost concern, improper wiring and frayed cords may still go unnoticed. Misuse of electrical equipment also happens in any type of work environment. Another is the endless loud noise. If one is going to work in a nursing home, frequent noise from patients who are suffering from depression is definitely a hazard. Spills on floors or tripping hazards. There are times when even the caregivers themselves do not mind spills on floors. This definitely poses hazard to everyone. Some of the effects of the physical hazards: fire, decreased efficiency, annoyance, and falls. Another type of hazards is the biological hazards. Biological hazards come from working with animals, people, or infectious materials. This is therefore one of the most common hazards that a caregiver faces. If one is working in a daycare, hospital, hotel laundry, nursing home, laboratories, he may be exposed to biological hazards. Examples of biological hazards that a caregiver may be exposed to: blood clot or other body fluids, fungi, bacteria and viruses, and contaminated waste. Some effects of the biological hazards are infections, skin irritations, allergy, tuberculosis, and AIDS. Another type of hazards is the ergonomic hazards. Ergonomic hazards occur when a caregiver's nature of work, body position, and working conditions put pressure on his body. It is difficult to spot this type of hazard because caregivers do not immediately notice the effect to their bodies. At first, sore muscles may be experienced, but long-term exposure to this type of hazard can cause musculoskeletal problems. Example of ergonomic hazards that a caregiver may be exposed to is performing tasks that require lifting heavy loads, too much bending and reaching, standing for long periods of time, holding body parts for a long period of time, awkward movements, especially if they are repetitive, repeating the same movements over and over. Some of the effects of ergonomic hazards: pain in the shoulders, back injury, too much impact on wrists and hands, numbness in some parts of the body, and muscle cramps. Another type of hazard is the chemical hazards. Chemical hazards are present when a worker is exposed to any chemical preparation in the workplace in any form, solid, liquid, or gas. There may be chemicals which are safe, but some caregivers who are sensitive to solutions may cause skin irritation, illness, or breathing problems. Examples of chemical hazards that a caregiver may be exposed to: liquids like cleaning products and disinfecting solution. The effects of chemical hazards are lung diseases, difficulty in breathing, and allergy. Another type of hazards is the psychological hazards. Psychological hazards take place when a caregiver's work environment becomes stressful or demanding. Examples of psychological hazards that a caregiver may be exposed to is burnt out, fatigue and on-call duty, unreasonable expectations from patients or clients, verbal abuse from dissatisfied clients, unreasonable expectations from supervisors and management. Some of the effects of psychological hazards are depression, anxiety, loss of confidence, loss of concentration at work, deterioration of performance at work. Recognizing hazards and risks in the workplace. Hazards and risks vary from one workplace to another. Even in a daycare or nursing homes, where work routines may be the same, hazards will differ depending on the type of building the establishment is situated, the attitudes of caregivers, clients, or employers. The good news is, hazards and risks can be prevented. However, before thinking about what control measures are needed, first, a caregiver has to know whether there are health and safety problems in his workplace. So, how can someone identify the hazards in the workplace? The following are some ways for a caregiver to determine health and safety problems. First, a caregiver should observe the workplace. Next, a caregiver may examine complaints from his co-workers. Number 3, a caregiver should check accident records. Number 4, a caregiver should examine chart on results of inspections done by the employers or private organizations. Number 5, a caregiver may use checklists and inspect the workplace. And number 6, a caregiver may study reports or any other vital information about the nursing home. Nursing home and daycare institution services are of great value to everyone. As such, owners of these establishments are highly reliant on their staff, particularly the caregivers, for the delivery of safe, efficient, and responsive service. It is, therefore, the responsibility of the management to ensure a safe and healthy work environment. Every caregiver, on the other hand, should also take part in determining the hazards and risks in the workplace in the attainment of a conducive organizational climate within the nursing home or their care she is working for. A time to remember. This is Maylene Huliganga. Thank you for watching.